What's going on, everyone? Cody here with Apex Drone Solutions. Welcome to our newly launched YouTube channel. As promised, we are launching our new video series here at Apex. This is week 1, episode 1. We are going to be releasing something every week from now on, moving forward. Different help topics, whether it be maintenance on a drone, mapping, custom applicating, trailers, skids, you name it, we are going to be talking about it. So we are also hoping that we can kind of get some audience engagement in this, and hopefully you guys start watching this, like and subscribe our YouTube channel, all of our social media, and you guys can start commenting on what you'd like to see, any questions you might have. We will be checking these daily to get new topics about stuff you guys want to see, you want to hear about, and we'll go from there trying to answer any questions and help you guys as much as we can. So kicking off our series with episode 1 today, we are going to be talking about spreading and cover cropping. So we do quite a bit of it here. It's actually one of our favorite things to do. It's really nice, kind of a stress reliever and relax at the end of the year after everything's been hectic and crazy with spraying. We kind of go right into the seeding, and like I said, it's just kind of a stress reliever for us. We really enjoy doing it. We do quite a bit of it. On top of cover cropping for farmers, we do residential seeding, some DNR stuff, just you kind of name it. If we can seed it or spread it, we go out and do it with the drones. So what you see in front of me, this is the spreading system for probably our favorite drone to date that we have been flying. We've put a lot of acres on it this year. We really like the drone, and that drone we are talking about is the Talos T60X. I don't think this spreading system nor the drone gets as much credit as it deserves, or love for that matter. I absolutely love the drone. All of us here love the drone. We really like the people at Talos. They're really easy to work with, really good customer service. They do a really good job taking care of us to be able to take care of you guys out there, our clients. And one of the big things that I think the T60X just really stands apart from other drones is the spreading system you're seeing here in front of me. Like I said, we just decided this is where we were going to start, simply because everything was already set up with our spreaders, because that's how we ended our year in 2025 with spreading. So we're going to walk you through kind of everything you see here in front of you. Obviously there's a lot of parts here. Looks like a jumbled mess. This is obviously not how you're going to get a spreading system from Talos, nor us if you purchase one. What I did was we totally 100% disassembled this spreading system down to the most basic parts here, because we wanted to do a really deep clean on it, which we think is good at the end of spreading season. That way it keeps everything working. Don't have any problems, coming in next year when starting something new. So we take everything apart, deep clean everything. I'm going to show you how now to put everything back together. So this way, when you do go, if you want to deep clean yours at the end of the season, you can just reverse my video and see how to put it all back together. So without any further ado, this is the hopper system for the T60X. As you can see, I've got everything stripped off of it. There's nothing left on it. Really good to strip all this down, wash this out, hose this off, make sure there's no dust, seed dust or, mold or anything, left over behind in this. So coming around to the front, so this right here is the kind of main bread and butter of this system. And this is what I personally think separates this drone from every other drone, I guess I shouldn't say drone, spreading system, from all the other spreading systems on the market. And that is this right here, the auger system that is inside this spreading system. So on your earlier models, it was just a spinner disc, okay? So you had different size slide gates. The seed would fall through the slide gate. You'd use different sizes depending on what kind of seed you were spreading, and then it would fall onto a really fast spinning disc, and that's how it would shoot out. And it did great. We didn't know any better, so we thought it did a phenomenal job. Looking back now after using this system right here, it's nowhere near as accurate as this is. you know, when we're doing with the 40s, the 50s, with the spinner disc spreading systems, you know, we constantly were monitoring how much seed it was putting out per acre, making sure that it was doing what it was supposed to do. And, you know, we had to change some stuff in flight. I can say once we've started using this auger system, we haven't had to change anything in flight. It has been beyond accurate how much seed is actually getting put out. And that is due to, like I said, this auger system. So this auger system now takes the seed from the hopper, feeds it into the tube, down to the spinner, so you're actually getting a super accurate reading of how much seed is coming through this auger system. You also have this little flapper disc right here. So this is make sure that the seed is flowing freely from the hopper into the auger system. Along with this auger system, you will get 2 augers in the kit. So this is the medium auger. I apologize. This is the medium auger, and this is the small auger. Factory, it does come with the large auger already installed. I'll be honest with you, we really haven't used the large auger all that much. The main one that we use is the small auger. I just wanted to show you how this would come to you factory. Like I said, this does have the large auger in it. So the very first thing we are going to do, we are going to swap out this large auger for the auger that I use more than anything. So if you come here to the front, you've got 2 tabs on each side, okay? There's a little push release here, so you're going to squeeze this, pop up, and then just push that off, okay? So it's just a hook. All it is hooking onto that right there, pushing that off. Same thing on this side, up, out just like that, okay? Now that I have that done, I can literally just pull the motor off, okay? Now the motor is off. Grab your auger, it's inside, take your auger off. Again, like I said, this is the large auger that's for spreading really big stuff. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to swap out for the medium auger, which seems to be the one that we use the most. On your auger, you've got 2 sides. You've got just a regular round peg, and you've got what kind of looks like a cross X peg, okay? So the cross is what's lining up with your motor. So you're going to take this round piece, slide it down in the tube, line it up to where it falls flat, okay? So now as you see, you've got the X there, you've got the X on your motor. So I'm going to just push this just like that, okay? Now, what you want to do, you can either do this 1 or 2 ways. If you've already got it on your auger, you just kind of rotate this in here until you get it to line up. Since I've got it off, I can just take my fingers here and just kind of spin the auger. I mean, it was literally like just an 1/8 of a turn there and it fell right into place, okay? Now everything is seated correctly. I come back, clamp here, pinch, clamp here, pinch. That's all there is to it. This is so much simpler and easier than changing your slide gates like on the older versions, the T40s, the T50s, when you literally had to disassemble pretty much the whole system just to change a slide gate. So this, you can change augers on the fly in the field with just 2 little clips right here. Super awesome, super easy. So, moving on. So we're going to assemble this first and then put it back onto the auger system. So first things first, you are going to have this little rubber ring. It is going to be seated around this bearing right here, okay? I have obviously, as you can see, so it normally would be seated over there like that. I have already pulled this off so that I could get this out, clean this really good. So now we're going to put this back together. So take the ring, slide it over the shaft till it sits flush in there. Take your rubber gasket and just slide it right back over just like that till it pushes back on, okay? Now you're ready to go to the next step. Now, what you have is your fender, okay? This is just what kind of keeps your seed funneled down, spreading out. I will say in your kit that you will get from us or Talos, you will get 2 fenders. So you've got an extra fender here, only need 1. Obviously this will come already installed on your spreading system, but you do have a spare in case you break it or what may happen. So So I'm going to take this. As you see, we've got 3 holes, okay? These are going to line up with the 3 holes here, obviously. So just going to slide this over, seat this onto that, okay, just like that. Now, I'm going to take the screws, put a little bit of Loctite on it, and then I'm going to use a metric 3 Allen head to tighten this all down. Take my first screw, a little bit of Loctite on it. Okay, now what I like to do, because there's really not a lock or anything that puts this into place, I get my first ring situated so the holes are lined up, put my fender on, again, making sure my holes are all lined up here, okay, and then take my first screw, put it in the hole. Now, I take my Allen head, 3 metric, go ahead and screw that. I just kind of halfway tighten it. That way it's seated so that it makes it a lot easier for me to put my next 2 screws in. So again, next screw, Loctite. Put your screw in. Last screw. Loctite again, and put the screw in. Now I'm just going to go around and I'm just going to tighten all of them up. So I'll go all the way around once, okay, just so it's snug, then go back around again and just give her one quick tighten up, make sure everything's super tight, okay? Now you're done with that, you're done with the Loctite. Now, you've got everything assembled, you've got your funnel onto your auger system, okay? Next thing I'm going to put on is my actual spinning disc, okay? So as you can see, it's got these spines on it, okay? One side's got spines on it. This is what is actually going to catch the seed and then shoot it out, so it gives the seed a direction to go. Along with the extra fender I said you also get an extra disc, okay? As you can see, this disc looks a little different. The reason for that, on this disc, it comes with a protective plastic ring, basically, just over this to make sure that nothing gets bent or broke in shipment. So you just take these screws off, take the plastic piece off, and it's ready to be installed if you were to need it. Okay, so now we have our disc, okay? So you've got 1 hole in the middle, 4 holes around, okay? What this is gonna line up with, so let's see if you guys can see it. There you go. So you've got the main shaft here, and then you've got 4 little pegs all the way around that shaft. So I'm going to take this, the spines I told you that are catching the seed, they need to go into the hopper system, okay? So take this, so you want the flat side facing out, not the spine side. Spine side goes in. Okay, got my first, so you can see it. Got my first hole there, so then I'm literally just going to spin this until the shafts line up. There, see how it clicked into place? You can see the silver, see all the little pegs coming through the holes. Okay, now you've got a wing nut here, okay? If you look really close, let's see if I can show you on the camera. Okay, see how you've got a lock and an unlock there? So these are reverse thread, okay? So this is very important. I've had guys call me, tell me they need another screw or their spreading system's not working because they've tried to get this off and they've spun it the wrong way and either stripped it out or got it too tight that it won't come off anymore. So the reason this is reverse thread, so as this thing is spinning, okay, you want obviously the nut holding all this together spinning the opposite direction so it doesn't come unscrewed. So as this is spinning clockwise, you want this tightening counterclockwise to keep it tight. So we're just going to take our wing nut here, put it on, just spin it. Okay, it will stop automatically. When it stops, it's good. Don't just keep cranking on it because you will break it. And the reason it stops like that, this might be hard to see on the camera, but let's see. So can you see? So right here in the middle of the two pegs, there's a little tiny hole on the end of this shaft, okay? This hole lines up perfectly with the groove notched into this thumb nut. So you can put your cotter pin, which is what I'm going to show you next, in between. So this stops here so that that cotter pin will fit. So don't just keep cranking it because you will break it. Okay, now I've got my cotter pin here. I'm going to take the cotter pin, take it, and just a second, let me move my fingers. Okay, I'm just going to push it right through the hole, just like that. Now your cotter pin's on it. That keeps this thing extra safe and extra staying on. Okay, your auger system is now 100% complete. We are going to come back over here to the hopper and install this onto the hopper. Okay, so we've got the hopper now. See how there are like these little teeth here on the top of the hopper? And also, hang on, let me set this down. See how there is a lone hole right here? I'm going to show you why this hole is important here. On your auger system itself, okay, you've got the teeth, you've got the channels, okay? Those teeth will go in, you'll turn this a quarter turn, and it will lock into here. This is the thumb screw for that hole we're talking about, okay? So see, you've got little wings on it right here. If I pull up, see how it comes out of its channel? Now it's in the unlock position, okay? But then when I take it and spin it quarter turn again, see how that pin comes through and locks it? So that's literally how all this goes together, okay? So now we're going to take this. Like I said, you want to line up with your hole, okay? This is going to be hard to show you on video, but we're going to try. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's come back up here to the table. Okay, so I've got my hole right here in the front facing you guys. My thumb knob here, okay? So you're just going to take it. Okay, see how that just went right on? Slid into the channels. Now just take this whole thing, grab your hopper, turn it a quarter turn, okay? You'll feel it stop, okay? Now this is installed. So again, I'm going to come up here with that thumb nut I showed you. Take it. All there is to it, locked into place, okay? That's it. This is ready to go. Only thing we lack now is the lid, okay? The lid, I'll be honest with you, we usually keep it on, you know, in storage or in between fields or stuff like that. But if we're out actually spreading throughout the day, I usually pop this lid off simply because it's just a pain to have to open this lid, you know, 10,000 times a day. It's much easier to just pop it off. Then you can just have an open tunnel here that you can just dump seed or whatever you want into here. And then, like I said, we'll put this back on for storage, transport, or moving in between fields. So you've got little pins on the back, and I'm going to show you why we pop this on and off because of how easy it is. So you've got these pins on the back. On the actual hopper itself, you've got like little claws here on the back you can kind of see. So all this does, just take this here. You're just going to take the pins, line it up with that there in the claw. Pull up. You heard it snap into place. That's all there is to it. And now it's ready to go. So that's why, like I said, you know, we usually just pop this off while we're actually working just to save some time, you know, kind of meticulous having to open this every time you just want to dump seed in. So now this hopper is 100% ready to go work. What we're going to do is we are going to move to outside to where the actual drone is. I'm going to introduce my partner in crime, Jesse Bellman. He is going to be walking you guys through changing setup from the sprayer to the spreading system, and then we're going to calibrate it and show you guys how we go out and go about spraying once we've changed everything out. One last thing I do want to show you guys. So this is another thing that I think is super awesome about this spreading system and super handy. When you open the box from Talos or from us, it will include rubber hose plugs. So whenever you change out your sprayer and put your spreading system on, you can actually plug all of your hoses with these really awesome rubber hose plugs. That way you're not leaking any chemical, you're not getting stuff all dirty and spraying stuff. So in the box, you'll get this toothbrush looking thing. This is really handy just to brush out crevices and cracks and stuff on your spreader. And then you're gonna get 4 different types of hose plugs. So you've got these little rubber ones here. You get 4 of them. You get these female ones that just go over top of different plugs, 4 of them. And then lastly, these are the ones that we actually use the most. I don't use the other 2 as much. These I put on every single drone that we're spreading with. So you get, it looks like you've got a ring at the bottom and then just a male end on the other end. So I'll show you when we go out to put it on, but this actually goes over the hose, and then this can plug your hoses for you, making your life really nice and keeping everything clean and tidy. So I appreciate everything as of right now. You guys watching, bearing with me. So we are going to go outside, like I said now, and fire up the drone and switch everything over so you guys can see what we're doing. Keep watching. All right, guys, so we're in the warehouse now. We got the Talos T60X in front of us right here. As you see, this, I went ahead and put the sprayer tank back in it so I can totally show you swapping out the sprayer tank to the spreading tank. As you can see, this drone here, this does have the Orchard kit on it. This is our high volume drone, so this has the larger tank with the 2 extra nozzles on the front. So you're gonna have an extra hose on this particular model that you may or may not have, whether you're running the Orchard kit or not. I'll explain that here in a minute. But basically, first things first, we gotta get the sprayer tank out of here. So I'm gonna come around to the front so you guys can see what I'm doing. So here on the sprayer tank itself, I'm going to pull down the actual power cord here. So the power cord, you've got a rubber boot over the power. So I'm just going to take my fingers, work them in there and pull that back. Pinch the connector and separate them, okay? Now, these have these plugs on them. You don't have to put these on because we're literally just putting the spreader tank right on. But if you want, plug that in, come over here, plug that in. Now this is good to go. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So on this particular model, like I said, it's the Orchard kit. So I'm gonna pull my hoses off, okay? Now, on a normal one, normal T60, you're just gonna have this back hose going to your back sprayers with a 90 here. We obviously have the front one, so you've got an extra hose with a T here. You would normally just unscrew this back one and pull this back hose off, and then you're disconnected. My particular one here, we're Orchard kit, so I'm gonna unscrew the front and the back and pop both hoses off. Now this side's disconnected. Now, one thing I do wanna show you guys, I know when we were inside, I talked about the plugs that these kits come with. This plug is very, very, very useful. So what I like to do, I like to pull the nut off, okay? Take the ring you have, slide it over the hose and back. Then I put the nut back on. This way, this stays on and is protected, so if I go back flying, I just literally hook it back up, screw that on, and I'm back to flying. I don't have to take it off, you know, from switching back and forth the Orchard or to the sprayer tank to the spreader tank. This way, I just leave it on. So, got the rubber grommet on, plug my hose. Now everything's gonna stay clean. I'm not gonna be leaking chemical or anything else that might be in these lines all over myself. Same thing coming back to the back hose, pull my nut off, take the drain plug, slide it over, put the nut back on, put the drain plug in. Also, since you're not going to be using these hoses for the spreading system, when I put this nut behind that like that, it keeps this nut on here so I don't have to risk losing my nut. Take this, put it back up into the frame on the hooks. Now this side's done, we can move to the other side. Coming over here to the other side, it's the exact same thing except I don't have a power cord on this side. So I'm going to pull the hose off from the frame. Okay, got my T, unscrew, pop off. Grab my drain plug, take my nut off. Slide that on. Nut goes back on the hose. Push the drain plug in. Okay, got one more left here. Take this, unscrew it, pop it off. Nut comes off. Drain plug goes on. Nut goes back on. Drain plug in. Okay. Put the hoses back into the frame so they stay put. Now the tank is totally disconnected. So we're just going to come up here to the top, grab the tank. Tank's out, put it to the side. Now, what I do want to show you guys, so on the spreader system itself. So here's the spreader system that we just went through putting back how to get put together. To calibrate the spreader tank, to create your templates, or if it's your first time using it, you're going to have to calibrate this. Now, what that means is you're going to put seed in the top of this hopper, where you have to take this spinner disc off so that seed can just fall freely through this in order for it to calibrate. So, to do that, I like to do this as soon as I'm putting it on, that way I don't have to climb underneath the drone. Go ahead and come up here, pull the pin, just like we put it back on in there. Pull the pin out. Now, remember, this is reverse thread, so forget righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's opposite. Take that off. Make sure you don't lose your cotter pin. Put them in your pocket. Now take your spinner totally off, okay? Set that on the ground. Come over here. Now, take my spreader. One other thing I want to show you guys, so the spreader is only going to go one way, but to make your life easier, so if you look on the underside of this, see how you've got your weight sensor plate here? There's obviously no weight sensor on the front of this drone. It's just going to be on the back. So that tells you your orientation, which way you need to do this. I'm going to go around to the back so you can see me put this in. So what you're going to want to do, since this funnel is this fender's pretty big, take the fender, feed it in first so it goes behind. Now you can set the whole thing in. Push it down in. Okay, now be careful. If you can see this, when you're pushing this in, good chance your fender is going to hit your radar. Be careful you don't just shove it down and push your radar off. Tip it back a little bit. There you go, just like that. Now you're on. Coming back over to the other side, so you don't have any hoses to hook up here, obviously. Got your power supply right here. Just make sure that's seated the way it needs to be. So I'm just going to push that up, push my cable down. Okay, now my cable's out. Come back over to the power cord like we were talking about. Got my plug. Okay, all you do, plug and play. Okay, plugged in, take your rubber boot, pull it back over. Now, come back up, push it into the frame. Your spreader tank is ready to be used. Okay, so now what we're going to do next, we're going to take the drone here, we're going to set it up on a forklift. This will probably be the easiest way to show you guys how to calibrate it. That way the stuff can just flow freely through it. And then we'll turn everything over to Jesse. He'll go through the remote, show you guys how we calibrate and how we make templates. All right, guys, so we got the drone up on the forklift. This is just to make life easier for the calibration and to make it easier to show you guys watching at home on the video. With me is Jesse Bellman. He is kind of our chief head pilot. He does majority of the flying for us and running the drones, so he is the best guy to walk you guys through this. Any type of technical advice, information about the drones, the remotes, the mapping, anything like that, Jesse is your guy. So I'm gonna kind of be helping him out just with hands-on stuff. He's gonna walk you guys through everything in and out of this video. Moving forward right now, there will be, we'll either be switching back and forth between full screen so you can see the actual remote on how he's doing everything, and then you'll be able to see live stuff as it's happening with the drone too. So kind of starting this whole thing off to calibrate, obviously you need to turn the drone on. Okay, while that's powering up, I'm gonna come over here, open up the lid so I can dump my seed in. Like I said, we've got it on the forklift. Got the spinner disc off like I showed you a minute ago. Got a bucket underneath so seed can just fall freely through this into the bucket so we can reuse that seed and put it back in the hopper. Now, I'm gonna let Jesse take it over.
All right, like Cody said, make sure you get your drone powered on. You wanna connect your remote to your drone, make sure they're linked. And then once you get both of those connected, you wanna go ahead and enter your flight screen and come up here into the top right corner, select your settings. On your taskbar, go to spreader. Once you get into the spreading system settings, scroll all the way down, go down to spreading system calibration. Now it's very important before you put any seed in this drone when you're calibrating, you want to do an empty tank calibration. So I'll do that real quick. There is nothing in this tank right now, it is completely empty. Hit start. This goes pretty quick. And we've got 100%. It is calibrated. Okay. Then you want to go ahead and go back to your main screen real fast and make sure up here in your top right corner that you have 0 pounds in your tank. So as you can see there in red, we have 0 pounds in our tank. So now we want to go back up to your settings, go to spreader, scroll down again to material management. As you can see here, we've got a few built-in templates already. We are going to add a new material. We select, depending on your application, which auger you want to use for each scenario. Right now we're using the medium-sized auger. Go to next and just kind of follow the steps from here. Now it's instructing us we're going to go ahead and add our seed into the hopper. Now it's important to know you do not have to completely fill the hopper on the drone when you are calibrating. Normally if you got 40 to 50 pounds in the drone, that'll be plenty. If it requires more to calibrate, it'll actually pause and you can use what's already passed through the drone to pour back into the top. So we've got 47.2 pounds. Go ahead and select start.
As you guys can see, it's going to start dumping the seed directly through this spinner into that bucket as it's calibrating.
All right, so it says insufficient spreading material in tank. This is where it enables us to pour material back into the top.
That's why putting that bucket underneath is such a handy thing.
And from there we can hit continue. All right, so we have completed our calibration. It's then going to ask you to name your material. We're doing a quick little deer plot for a friend, so this is going to be a food plot. And then save. And as you can see there, you've added your template, so now when you create a map and it prompts you to enter a template, you'll have that food plot mix right there ready to go. Anything else?
I think that's it. We pretty much covered everything. We're ready to go out and spread now, right?
I believe so. One thing though, before you drop this drone, you want to make sure you get your spinner disc back on. So grab this real quick.
So I got my spinner disc back. Again, we're on a forklift, so it's a little bit easier. If you're on the ground, you can just kind of prop the drone up on one side and put your spinner disc back on. Don't forget your thumb nut that I told you not to lose. And don't forget, it's also reverse thread. So I'm gonna come under. Maybe. There it is. That on. Okay, tighten the thumb nut up. Take our cotter pan like I showed you. Stick that on, and you guys are ready to go. Now, this completes everything, showing you how to clean, assemble, disassemble, as well as calibrate the spreading system for the Talos T60X. There will be a part 2 of this video. Moving into next week, we are going to show you guys how to move forward with the map and actually going out spreading with this drone. So if there's anything you guys just would have liked to seen further explained or anything from this video, please drop in the comments here anything else you guys need from us or any more help that we can give you. As always, comment what you guys would like to see for future episodes. Your input is greatly going to affect what areas we cover so that we best can serve and help you guys out there. Again, we appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this on our new YouTube channel. This is the first episode kicking off our new video series. Wish you guys would like and subscribe the page as well as all of our social media so you guys can stay in the loop about new videos dropping every week. Again, moving forward, if you guys are looking at coming to the Spray Drone End User Conference here in about 2 weeks out in Kansas City, Missouri, which I would highly recommend you coming to. It's a really, really, really good area for just a lot of expertise, advice from applicators and drone companies who have been doing this, for a while in the spray industry and have a lot of insight to share with you. It's a really good knowledge tool to put in your pocket. We will be there. We have a booth. We'll be set up there all week. You guys come talk to us. We'd love to help out any way we possibly can. Again, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.